What is good, everybody? It's J.C.A. Reactions. I'm John, back once again, about to get into the latest Death Battle video. Death Battle Screw Attack has finally come back with the rest of the new season. Kicking it off with Batman versus Iron Man Death Battle. The original link will be in the description box below. Check it out without my commentary or whatnot. I don't know who I'm gonna have my money on. Iron Man is my favorite. Is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Him and Black Panther. But in this death battle, I'm more likely gonna go with Iron Man. If not, y'all know my stilo. Go ahead, kick it. Go ahead, and get into the video. Hopefully, everybody's still good, still living, still kicking, still supporting your boy. And go ahead, and get into it. Without further ado, about to give out this comment stricken from me to you. Let's get it.
Batman, DC's vengeful crusader of the night.
Iron Man, Marvel's genius billionaire playboy philanthropist.
These two mortal men have used their intellect and determination to take their place alongside gods.
And being filthy, stinking rich sure doesn't hurt either. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
They probably could have played Injustice and did it like that.
That's right, he's back. In case you're one of the many psycho supervillains stalking the streets of Gotham City, I would make peace with whatever god you pray
Hopefully I
to,
get back
because
in
they
this
won't
little
save
dub.
you from
It's
the
been a minute since I
goddamn
react to it.
Batman.
But before he dressed like a giant rodent and employed little boys in booty shorts as meat shields, he was Bruce Wayne,
He's
scion of the
bisexual now.
multi-billion-dollar company Wayne Enterprises.
Until Mommy and Daddy got 360 no-scope, leaving Bruce with a void inside him that could only be filled by the never-ending quest for justice and vengeance.
That night, Bruce Wayne died, and the Batman was born. He would devote his life to perfecting his body and mind to become more than human. He would transcend his own mortality into legend, a nightmare to haunt evildoers till the end of time.
Jesus Christ! I feel like Zoloft and therapy would work too, but okay, whatever works.
Batman's resume is absurd. He's mastered 127 martial arts, trained in stealth and assassination, and is a super genius with a photographic memory. He's the world's greatest detective.
You know how dedicated you gotta
Like how
be
the League
to
of Shadows
achieve
needs
all
to
that
keep
in a
erasing
lifespan.
Batman's memories because he keeps finding their secret bases. Or the time he found a dead body with no entry or exit wound and a 40-year-old bullet nearby, and somehow determined it must have been fired backwards in time.
Despite being a master marksman, escape artist, forensic scientist, mechanical engineer,
And ninja,
one of Batman's assets stands above
Oh
them
yeah,
all.
they did do
His
that.
Bat
Wow.
Bats has
Really?
poured his billions into tactical armor and
They
gadgets
did do
for
that
every
whole
conceivable situation.
Batman
If
Samurai
there's one
Ninja
word
thing
to
with the
describe
Joker.
Batman, it's prepared.
Made of reinforced Kevlar and titanium, his batsuit can resist knives and gunfire and tea.
His cowl comes with night vision, infrared, and a radio, while his utility belt is chock full of smoke bombs, nerve toxins, a grappling hook, and batarangs, which he can control midair and set to explode.
It was these tools that allowed Batman to wage his one-man war on crime.
But once he got over his angsty loner phase, he helped found the Justice League of America in order to bring his personal brand of Bat Justice to the entire world.
And Batman's knack for schemes and preparation skyrocketed to match, turning him into the Bat God we all know and mean. Like the time he developed a backup personality that would ensure he functions as Batman in case of a psychological attack that drove him mad. A backup human operating system. Like a computer, but it's his brain.
He even has plans tailored to his teammates' weaknesses should they ever go rogue. He's developed contingencies for everything, which is why Bats comes
Yeah,
prepared
he
with
created a
extra
backup
suits
plan
for
for
any
that.
occasion.
Like his Nightfall exosuit to battle Bane, or the Justice Buster, which he obviously designed to combat the Justice League. He even got a final Batsuit from his sixth-dimensional self that can rewrite your mind.
But my favorite is his stylish zebra suit, which he wore after getting weird Magneto powers. They just made his suit look like this for some reason. There's also the Rainbow Batman suit, the suit of sorrows, and of course, the Bat Nipples. Chicks
The
dig
Bat
the Bat
what?
Nipples. All paid for with the Bat
This
credit
sounds
card.
weird.
Never leave the cave without it.
But perhaps his greatest suit of armor, the one designed to put him on the same level of insane mind-bending power as his league teammates, is the Hellbat.
J.C.A, the
The
single
Hellbat.
coolest looking thing ever invented.
Forged by Superman in
claim
the
it.
heart of the sun, each member of the Justice League contributed to this monstrous mech's abilities.
And boy, does it show! The Hellbat is absolutely hardcore!
Made of nanokinetic mesh, it can shapeshift around Batman's body and operates via telepathic link.
It can fly, turn invisible, and fire a bat-shaped chest laser. And by diverting all the suit's power into his fists, he can use the Devastator, a punch powered by Wonder Woman's strength. And she's strong enough to yank the friggin' Earth around. Though it does have a 95% chance of giving old Bats a heart attack.
Which he has given himself to save all of Gotham City on at least one occasion. It's that level of insane drive that pushed him to use the Hellbat in his one-man invasion of Apocalypse in order to bring his son back to
So he
life.
got different
You know,
elements from
Apocalypse,
every
home to
Justice
the god
League
of evil
member.
himself, Darkseid. Batman stared down the final boss of DC Comics and actually kicked his ass.
This is incredible, considering Darkseid is a being strong enough to destroy entire universes and fast enough to fly to. But this incalculable strength is drawn from Batman's own life force, specifically his metabolism. Should any fight with the Hellbat go on too long, Batman may succumb to its hunger before finishing the fight himself, or absorb someone else's biomass for fuel. That works too.
So basically, you'd have to be completely batshit insane to pilot this thing. And Bats,
Just
is-
there.
Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but the grown man that wears his underwear on the outside isn't all there.
In keeping with being a perfectionist, though, he's completely aware of this. That's why he does not kill. Because if he did, he understands that he can't trust himself to know when to stop.
Batman has outsmarted the nigh-omniscient Metron, defeated his dark counterpart, the Batman Who Laughs, and humiliated Superman in a one-on-one fight. No, wait, that one's not canon. That one he technically had help. Yeah, that one.
Although many of his greatest accomplishments have been aided by his exceptional prep work and foreknowledge, he's no stranger to being put on the spot, even in the face of Armageddon. Who else would kick the Spectre, the Angel of Wrath, God's divine judgment, in the face, and then tell him to get the hell out of his city?
I'll tell you who. The goddamn motherfucking na-na-na-na-na Batman!
My parademons arrive soon.
The hell,
Think
man.
I haven't planned for this?
Hey, Injustice looks good. I need to pick that up.
You would be forgiven for doubting the destiny of
What about
genius,
Iron
billionaire,
Man?
playboy, philanthropist, Tony Stark.
Yeah, 'cause you can add massive prick to that list, too.
Tony's parents died when he was still young, leaving the mind-bogglingly brilliant prodigy to inherit a multi-billion-dollar tech company.
With mommy and daddy's purse strings, Tony decided to live it up and down
Something
in
about
booze
Cap,
and
Black
the
Widow,
ladies.
Shang-Chi.
Which
I
was
did not know that.
problematic considering he made his
Likes
fortune
to
as part of
roleplay
a
Doctor Strange.
military-industrial complex, selling devastating high-tech arms to the highest bidder.
And Tony
The
got to see his
Illuminati.
handiwork firsthand when it literally blew up in his face.
Tony never had much of a heart to begin with, but after that, he literally had even less. Unlike so many men of weaker spirit, though, Tony refused to give up. He was made of tougher stuff. He was made of iron.
So he built himself
Made
a
his own
robot
body
suit
armor
to
so he
bust
can
the hell
escape
out of there. And when he got
terrorism.
back to the good old US of A, he devoted his life to protecting the world from the kinds of weapons he helped make by making an even better robot suit and becoming a superhero.
I am Iron Man.
Building new suits of armor wasn't just a hobby for Tony, but an obsession. Over the course of his long career as a founding member of the Avengers, he has constructed dozens of different models, which he can call to him at once like a literal one-man army.
Most of his armors come with the same basic toolkit.
I feel like in
super
the one I
strength,
want to fight
massively
Batman
hypersonic
would win.
flight, and repulsor blast.
Repulsors are extremely dense beams of muons, unstable subatomic particles similar to electrons. They're actually really interesting. See, they're classified as leptons, which don't have any known substructures. Just sort of like...
It's a laser.
Just suck the fun out of it. His armors also come with onboard AI, like Friday, which can hack into enemy technology, command his other suits to fight remotely, and operate down to the picosecond. That's 1/trillionth of a second.
Even outdated armors are strong enough to blow up a chunk of rock as big as Manhattan. By taking a look at its speed, Tony's armor would have had to be hidden with an energy of nearly 300 teratons of TNT. That's 3 times stronger than the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Years spent defending the Earth has conditioned Tony to be prepared for any threat imaginable, and he has an armor for almost any occasion.
He's got an armor to bust Hulks, an armor to bust Thors, an armor that can turn intangible, a super tiny armor that can mess with your insides, and an armor made of white sticky alien goo. Definitely not legal in all 50 states.
Gross. In order to remain as flexible as possible, though, his standard go-to is the Model Prime. It has all the classic
I wish they
Iron Man
bring him
staples,
back
and
in
has
the
even
MC
incorporated
universe, though.
size changing for extra
I hope
strength,
they
an
find some kind of way to
invisible
bring him
stealth
back.
And a badass lightning samurai sword? Say what you want about the smug son of a bitch, but he's definitely got style. And crippling alcoholism. But look who's talking. It was a world from aliens, gods, and even his friends. All of that stuff wore Tony down and turned him into the one thing he promised himself he would never become. A narc.
Siding with U.S. government's enforcement of the Superhuman Registration Act led to a literal civil war between superheroes. It wouldn't be his last.
Though it did prove he could hang with the best of them. He's beaten Captain America in hand-to-hand combat, survived blows from Thor, and even took down the Worldbreaker Hulk.
He even matched Magneto. Magneto, the guy that controls metal, the thing that surrounds Tony's entire
Right.
body, by amplifying his power with Jupiter's magnetic field.
And then Max punched him with the power of the sun, and it was like no big deal. There really doesn't seem to be a limit to how insane Tony's tech gets. In the movies, this is the same guy that figured out time travel just sitting around one evening. In the time it takes me to down a beer, Tony's
The
already...
greatest invention of all, however, was the E-scape, an entire virtual universe where the only limit is his imagination.
And because Tony's nothing if not predictable, he made an armor out of it. That's right, he made an armor out of a universe.
This virtual armor is composed of solid holograms that can form any weapon Tony can think of. But even it likely cannot compare to the armor Tony created inside the E-scape, the Godbuster.
The
It's literally
Godbuster.
Iron Man going Super Saiyan. The Godbuster was so powerful, it destroyed the entire E-scape in a single blast, along with the AI controlling all of it.
An earlier iteration of the Godbuster was able to stand up to Celestials, cosmic gods that can warp reality, like Galactus, Odin, and Franklin, who can threaten the multiverse with their power.
So it lives up to the friggin' name in case you were wondering. But it isn't that kind of power that makes Tony special. After a life spent wallowing in vice and pleasure, Tony rebuilt himself into a man he could be proud of. Someone who could sacrifice everything to save the world.
I suppose underneath it all, that man of iron had a heart of gold.
If you want my property, you can't have it. But I did you a big favor. I have successfully privatized world peace.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
Some tell me go
But first,
Iron
if you
Man.
want the same level of confidence as these two billionaires, check out Blue Chew.
Confidence.
I'm not sure, but I'm more than likely gonna go with Iron Man. Even though in the hand-to-hand combat, I believe Batman will have Iron Man, no problem. But when it comes to suit to suit, I think Iron Man got him. So who knows?
Oh!
Let's start this all right, man. Get it done. I'm gonna go Iron Man. Stick with Iron Man.
Bats! Now, I can respect a man with a healthy sense of paranoia and billions to spare. But Steve and Nat are really up my ass about this. Take the watchtower offline now.
Bruce, you don't want this fight, Tony. It'll be the biggest mistake of your life.
I wish they found a way to collab DC and Marvel together.
Watchtower is being
That would
attacked.
be crazy.
Seriously, Bats? I figured out hacking in the 2nd grade. How do you think I got in here? Aside from... Really, Bruce? This sticks? I thought we were grown-ups here.
Ready when you are.
Friday, I need Soul's Hammer online pronto. Match my coordinates. I'll try to...
Better hurry up while you playing. You're gonna destroy the Justice League base. Both of the suits clean though. I can't find on it.
Bust this.
Come on, Tony. Ooh. Oh. Come on, Boo. Come on.
Hacking that suit. Like I said, second grade. Friday, fire the hammer.
Tony. Stop playing, Tony. Oh, the opposites.
No more armors, Tony.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
you
lost this.
man to man.
Well, man to genius billionaire.
I lost. Yeah, I definitely lost this.
Maybe just one more. Model 58, the nano armor.
Oh,
Stuck in
hold
your
on,
body
made my
back on
knee.
the watchtower. Friday, initiate self-destruct.
Get it done! Get it done! I won!
Friday, I could really use a drink.
Let it. That's it. KO!
Oh, come on! You know,
Ah,
naked
look
Batman would
at
have beat
that,
the
look at
shit
that.
out of him.
While Batman is a character defined by his tenacity, preparedness, and utter genius, so
Told
is
you
Tony
hand in
Stark.
hand, Batman
So
was gonna
neither
win
can
this, though.
rely on that skill set alone to pull them through.
And it shouldn't come as a surprise. Batman's standard batsuit couldn't quite hold up to the firepower of even the most basic Iron Man armors.
Right.
The batsuit is surprisingly tough, sure, but it isn't taking hits from a dude that can punch apart Manhattan. And despite bats having a ton of nifty gadgets, Iron Man's armors
Yeah, they
were
look
way
like a
more
deal, though.
varied and powerful. With so many unique and often alien abilities, there was no way bats could predict all of them.
With time, he could certainly figure out a plan of attack, but since Tony is just as much a genius schemer as Batman, he could do the same.
There are lots of cases where he would have won, especially with his ace in the hole, the Hellbat.
The Hellbat's raw power and speed absolutely dwarfed the majority of Iron Man's arsenal, and could have killed him immediately were it not for Tony's own trump cards.
Like the Godbuster, which was definitely strong enough to contend with it. The Hellbat could take on Darkseid, but a weaker version of the Godbuster could hold its own against Celestials.
Darkseid was a being capable of threatening the multiverse with his power and moving many times faster than light, but the Celestials were capable of the same.
With an armor that strong, Tony could buy himself enough time to break out all his other tricks, like sneaking nano armors into Batman's body, phasing through him with ghost tech, draining the Hellbat's power, or just hacking his suit and shutting it off.
And with an army of armors at his beck and call, Tony could certainly hold Batman off long enough to employ those strategies. Hell, since he can control them remotely, he technically didn't even need to be there and put himself in harm's way.
And remember, the Hellbat used Batman's own life force as a battery. He needed to end the fight quick or else his own armor would kill him first. With Tony throwing an army at him, he didn't have a good way of doing that. Tony just had way too much shit to throw at Batman, while Batman didn't have the time or options he needed to keep up.
Batman may have been a god among men, but Iron Man's wealth of gadgets, insanely powerful tech, and greater mechanical experience allowed him to crush the Cape Crusader.
You might think it's an injustice that Batman's gonna need avenging, but Iron Man was in a whole nother league.
The winner is Iron Man.
Hey,
Got
everybody,
your boy
hope you're
Dub,
enjoying
boy.
that
All right.
episode. If you're
Who
looking
we
for
got
something
next?
else to watch, we just released a brand new show called Last Laugh on Rooster Teeth. It's all about people trying to make each other laugh and everybody trying not to. Check it out by clicking the box below me. Thanks.
Who we got? Oh! Goku Black versus Reverse Flash. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. We starting this joke all right. Even though I still either in the rest of this season or at least in the future, y'all need to come on with Ragyo versus Kaguya. Ragyo from Kill la Kill versus Kaguya from Naruto. Y'all need to have that death battle, bro. I'm telling you, that'll be a dope battle. But Goku Black versus Reverse Flash, you already know I want to go with Goku Black, but who knows? But till then, I'm just hold up on that. But your boy done got a dub for the first video in the second half of the season. Starting this thing off right. But like always, y'all like this reaction, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all let me know who y'all had y'all money on, who y'all wanted to win or whatever. Yeah, I'll check y'all out next time. Peace.